Ryan Garcia versus Rolando Romero is the matchup fans have been eagerly anticipating, and now it's finally here. Emotions are running high, with tension crackling on both sides. Romero hasn't held back, boldly predicting a brutal knockout victory over Garcia.
How are you feeling?
Not so hungry this time.
And then again, this is going to be your second marquee fight. You fought Gervonta Davis also in New York a few years ago. Now you're going to be fighting in Times Square. What are you envisioning?
A knockout. A vicious knockout. See, I knock him out. Long over.
When asked what it meant to fight Ryan Garcia in Times Square, Rolando Romero didn't mince words. Beating Ryan is not personal. I just want to beat him. Garcia, long criticized for appearing like a boy among men, especially when under fire, has since grown into a stronger, more physically imposing fighter. However, Romero's power and size still pose a real threat. At just 26 years old, Garcia is living the high-profile life of a millionaire and online celebrity, and many wonder he can remain mentally focused under the kind of relentless pressure Romero is known for. Critics point to past performances against Gervonta Davis, Oscar Duarte, and Luke Campbell as evidence of a pattern. When the heat turns up, Garcia has shown signs of folding.
Boxing, you're going to be fighting at a career high, 147 pounds. We know how big you are. How much better are you feeling right now?
Much better. This is the weight class I belong in. This is the one I feel the most comfortable, so excited to start my journey at one.
In his fight against Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia was dropped by a body shot and stayed down on one knee, ultimately being counted out, only to pop up seconds later. The moment fueled speculation that he quit, a perception he's been trying to shake ever since. Still, doubt lingers. If Garcia isn't truly elite, Romero has a clear path to victory by applying relentless physical and mental pressure. Romero, for his part, is fully aware of the outside chatter linking Garcia to a potential showdown with Devin Haney, should both men win their upcoming bouts. But he's not buying into the hype. They're going to fight regardless. So it has nothing to do with me, Romero said, brushing off the Haney-Garcia narrative with indifference.
Tell me, man, how was this training camp?
Oh my God! You know what, man? Night and day. It's a blessing, brother. It's a blessing. I really enjoy this time because everything's normal, back to normal. So that's a good thing. It's a blessing.
You're talking about the behavior of Ryan. He's completely took a line change in this fight, right?
A 360.
However, if Garcia loses, the highly anticipated fight with Devin Haney is off the table. Turki Alalshik, the promoter behind the event, has already made that clear. Any loss on Friday means the October matchup collapses. Romero, though, isn't thinking about Haney or any future headlines. His focus is squarely on Garcia, and he's determined to be the roadblock that halts Ryan's rise. When asked who he'd want to face next if he wins, Romero laughed it off. What's next? Nothing. I just go to an island or something. I'm going to have one of 12 rounds fighting on an island. He's not looking past this moment. He wants to make it count. When told that Garcia had been mimicking the sounds Romero makes when punching, Rolando responded with typical bravado. He wants to be just like me. He wants to be as charismatic and as good-looking as me. He envies me in so many ways because I'm a lot sharper than he is. He knows I'm a lot sharper than him. So in reality, he just wants to be me. So let him be me. All signs point to a dramatic showdown and possibly a vicious knockout in Times Square.
I think more so just taking a break from everything. I took a break from social media a lot, just not really posting too much, not really getting involved in that. You could kind of get lost in trying to be entertaining on the gram and trying to get clicks and trying to get reactions. So I think just taking a step back from that, getting back into reality, hanging out with my family, you kind of get a sense of reality back into.
Ryan Garcia's father, Henry Garcia, has also weighed in with confidence and conviction. My prediction is Ryan will stop Raleigh. Yes, in the first quarter. If he hits him solid, he's out, Henry said. He doesn't believe this is a fight for caution. Instead, he expects his son to be aggressive from the opening bell and look for an early finish. Henry acknowledged that Romero won't come out timid, but he's confident that once Ryan lands a clean counter, everything will change. Raleigh's been dropped twice. You don't just walk away from that. It stays with you. It humbles you, he said. When Ryan steps into the ring, he's not there to shake hands. He's there to hit you and knock you out. While Henry didn't deny Romero's grit, once a warrior, always a warrior, and Raleigh's always been that way. He firmly believed the deciding factor will be Ryan's power, especially his signature left hook.
Got rocked with Ryan. So if anybody hits him, that might be the same result.
In terms of the rematch, you know, the whole world is waiting for this Haney fight, but he does have a fight with Jose Ramirez. You guys confident that he does win that fight against Ramirez?
Well, I mean, if he outboxes Ramirez, you know, there's a possibility that he'll survive, you know, but his chin has been tested, and he's...
Gervonta Tank Davis, the only man to hand Ryan Garcia a professional loss, and the one who also knocked out Rolando Romero, shared his thoughts on the upcoming clash. When asked if Romero could pull off the upset, Tank was measured in his response. Can Raleigh pull off the upset? I don't want to say something crazy, but yeah, hopefully for the sake of Raleigh, he can pull it off, but it's going to be a good fight. When pressed on whether the bout would end in a knockout, Tank didn't hesitate. Yeah, for sure. Somebody's getting knocked out.
Rolly can hit, bro. Like, he can hit. But he's the only person I felt like when he swung, it felt like bricks was in mud. Is that the hardest really, like, is that the hardest one you faced in your career? Is that the hardest one? Who else squad that was like that?
Timothy Bradley is firmly backing Ryan Garcia to win, and to do it in emphatic fashion. I think Ryan's going to catch him with that left hook, and it's going to be night-night, Bradley said, predicting a knockout well before the later rounds. In his view, the fight won't go past 6. Bradley also noted a transformation in Garcia, both in demeanor and discipline. I think Ryan has definitely changed. His character has shifted. He's calmer now, more respectful. He looks like a real businessman, Bradley observed. He's not loud and wild like before. He's toned it down. That shift, Bradley believes, is a sign of renewed focus. I respect that. I think he's locked in and ready to train seriously, put on a show, and get the win by knockout, he said. When asked to explain why he believes a fight won't last, Bradley pointed to one clear vulnerability. There are too many holes in Raleigh's defense.
You know, I think Ryan's gonna catch him with that left hook, and it's gonna be night-night. I think Ryan has changed, definitely. I think his character has definitely changed. You know, with the way he's displaying it now, a lot more calmer, very respectful. You know, looks like a real businessman now. You know, he's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of calmed it and tamed it down, toned it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now.
Former champion Shawn Porter is also siding with Ryan Garcia in this matchup. When asked if he believed Garcia would come out on top, Porter responded, "I do." He pointed to their shared history with Gervonta Tank Davis as a key factor. Ryan fought Tank. I think he'll be better because of it. Same with Raleigh. I think both of them learned from that fight. They made mistakes, and I think they'll be better prepared this time around, Porter said. But Ryan has more talent. Meanwhile, Keyshawn Davis didn't hold back in his prediction. Ryan, without a doubt, will beat Romero. Ryan is going to stop Raleigh, he said confidently. Davis also sees a clear path forward. If Garcia handles business, a rematch with Devin Haney could be next.
Handles cleans up Rolling?
I do.
Think he wants to fight? Yeah,
I think for both fighters obviously the common opponent right there. I think that both fighters, obviously Ryan just fought Tank. Yeah. I think he'll be better since fighting Tank.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with Rolly. I think Rolly became better from fighting Tank. I think that they knew certain mistakes that they made. I think they believed in their game plan. Got us all to believe in their game plan. I think they came to this fight with the right adjustments.
Shakur Stevenson echoed similar sentiments, confidently stating that Ryan Garcia is a superior boxer. Raleigh's not that good. Ryan's a better boxer, Stevenson said, adding that he doesn't view Garcia the same way others do. He also predicted a knockout finish, saying, "I can see a knockout." Promoter Eddie Hearn also weighed in, believing that Ryan Garcia will simply be too much for Rolando Romero. Garcia is considered both faster and physically stronger than Romero, who enters the ring with a 16-2 record and 13 knockouts. Hearn emphasized that he expects Garcia to dominate and end the fight on his own terms.
Which is like the one who maybe has the most juice behind it? Which one do you think, is kind of the one that stands out?
I think probably the best fight of the night is Teofimo against Barboza. I think that could be a banana skin. I'm interested to see Devin return because I think that night took a lot out of him physically, and I think there'll be a few demons for him coming back into the ring. I don't think Ramirez at this stage is necessarily the guy to expose that, and then I think Ryan,
Speaking to KO Artist Sports, Eddie Hearn also discussed other notable fights on the same card, including Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza Jr. and Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. Hearn expressed particular interest in Haney's return after his intense battle with Garcia last year, which he believes may have left both physical and psychological scars. I'm interested in seeing Devin return because I think that fight against Ryan Garcia last April took a lot out of him physically. Hearn said, "I also think there will be a few demons for him to face when he steps back into the ring. But I don't think Jose Ramirez at this stage is necessarily the guy to expose that."
I think right now they're probably going to announce a lot of fights to be finalized. That's my opinion on that. However, I think that it's a great matchup. I think it's a good storyline for Rolly as well. And I think they're going to fight at 47.
Yeah. Rolly's a big dude. Obviously, he has that power. Ryan has that right hook.
Yep.
So, who do you got?
I got Ryan. I got Ryan Garcia.
Why?
Yeah. I just think that from that fight and since then, he hasn't been fighting for that long of a period.
Across the board, there's a shared belief that the fight between Ryan Garcia and Rolando Romero is bound to be a violent spectacle, with everyone predicting a knockout. The only real question is, who gets there first? Romero's word suggests he's coming forward, intent on chaos, destruction, and making a statement. On the other side, Garcia's camp, including his father, believes Ryan's speed and accuracy will be too much for Romero's aggression and defensive vulnerabilities. Fighters like Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis have no hesitation in backing Garcia, citing his technical skill and power as the deciding factors. Tim Bradley sees significant improvements in Garcia, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. This calmer, more focused version of Garcia, who has refined his training and toned down his flamboyant persona, could be the key to victory. If Romero comes out swinging, hunting for a brawl, he risks walking right into Garcia's deadly left hook, something history suggests he may not recover from. However, Romero is no stranger to violence, and his talk isn't just hype, it's his plan. He aims to break Garcia and prove to anyone who doubts him that he's not just a stepping stone to a potential Haney rematch. How do you see this fight playing out? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.